Hi, I'm Lou Brockhoff with Fitness for Function Personal Training in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today I'd like to share with you some ideas on a prior video that Stacy and I did, the pre-workout dynamic warm-up. Some of those moves were somewhat athletic and somewhat advanced for some people. Today I'd like to give you some ideas and some modifications on those for some of those people that might have some type of joint ailment like a shoulder, low back pain, some type of knee pain, or possibly even difficulty getting up off the ground due to strength and balance issues. The warm-up that we're going to show you is going to get your neurological system firing. It's going to increase range of motion at the joints, getting the muscles warm, elevating the heart rate, and getting you properly ready for the workout and mentally prepared for the workout as well. The first warm-up exercise we'd like to do is going to require you to be on a table, or you could also do this on a mat on the floor, but if you have difficulty getting down on the floor, just going to a table will be fine. The first one's going to be on your back. We're going to call this the supine dynamic ankle circle exercise. It helps increase range of motion in the ankle joint, the calf, and some muscles of the foot. First, you're going to lie on your back. Keep your abs tight. You're going to flex your hip at 90 degrees and your knee as well. You're going to go in a clockwise motion with the ankle joint and the foot for about 12 to 15 reps. Then you're going to go into a counterclockwise movement for about 12 to 15 reps. And then you're going to go front and back. And I call this pushing the gas and taking the gas off. And always remember to keep your knee, ankle, and hip in alignment. Abdominals are tight. No arch in the low back. So 12 to 15 each direction. Counterclockwise, clockwise, and front to back. Next, we're going to lie on our back one more time. Remember, abs tight. You're going to straighten out one leg, the other knee is going to be bent, and also the hip is flexed. And you're going to tighten your quadricep, the muscle right above the knee, and you're going to pull your knee up off the table and just try and increase mobility in the hamstrings, at the same time working the hip flexor and the quadricep. And all these exercises in the series you can do 1 to 2 sets of about 12 to 15 reps. Nice and slow, abdominals are tight, no arch in the spine, tighten the quad, stretch the hamstring out. The next exercise we're going to do is called a bridge. We're going to lie on our back, abs are tight, both knees are bent, hips are slightly flexed. What you're going to do is keep your abs tight, you're going to lift your butt up, squeeze your butt, hold for about a 1 count, and then back down. Work on mobility in the hip flexors, you're getting the glutes turned on, you're also working the hamstrings, the quadriceps, the low back, and all the muscles throughout the core. Hold for 1 count and back down. This is extremely easy for you. You can change it and go to a single leg bridge where the other foot is off the ground, leg is straight, quad is flexed, and you're going to lift with the right leg and right hip only. Once again, hold for a 1 count and back down. Abdominals are tight, lift the pelvis and butt off the ground, tighten the butt and the hamstring, and back down. Single leg bridge. Once again, the double leg bridge, up, 1 count, and down. Abdominals tight, squeeze the butt, lift, hold, and down. The next exercise is hip swings. What you're going to do is face the wall. Abs are tight. You're going to take a leg across the body, and back, across, and back through. So take the leg across and back, open up the hip, and swing it across. Working on mobility in the hip, the IT band, abdominals, and back. See it from a different angle. Hands on the wall, shoulders relaxed, abdominals are tight. Take the leg across to open up the hip and swing the leg across. Just working on mobility in the hip flexors, muscles in the inner thigh, the adductors, IT band, external internal rotators of the hip. The next exercise in the dynamic warm-up is a lateral semi-squat. This is going to help work on mobility in the hips, pelvic region, hamstrings, glutes, quadriceps, also using muscles in the low spine. All we're going to do is just take a step out, abs are tight, weight is back on the hips, sticking the butt back behind you, stepping out and pushing off and coming back to the center. You could stay with one side, or you could alternate by going left,
and then to the right. Step out, step back. Abdominals tight, butt back. Weight not on the knee, but on the hip. From a different angle, stepping out and back. As you see, my body weight is going back. My weight is not directly on the knee. My abs are tight. Step and back. So, we began at the bottom, starting with the ankle joint. We did the dynamic ankle circles. We laid on the table, we did the straight leg lifts and the bridging, and we've done the semi-squat. That's all the exercises that pretty much entail the lower body and the lower kinetic chain. Now we're going to begin with the upper body. And we're going to do an exercise called shoulder rolls. You just stand abs tight, butt tucked under, nice and relaxed. You're just going to roll your shoulders back in a circular motion, nice and easy, and you're going to roll them forward in a circular motion. If you want to make this a little bit harder, a little more advanced, you can straighten your arms out, palms up, and just circle the arms back in a circular motion again backwards with the abs tight, butt tucked under, and then forward. The next segment, we're also going to work on the upper body. We're just going to do what we call a shoulder blade pinch or a row movement. So you're going to stand abs tight, butt tucked under. Try not to hunch. You're going to take your arms out, just pull your elbows back, pinch your shoulder blades, rotate your hands up, and then try to put your elbows in your back pocket. That is one. Reach out, row, pinch your shoulder blades, rotate up, tuck your elbows in your back pocket. Pinch, rotate, tuck. One more time. Pinch, rotate, and tuck. If you want to see it from a different angle, abs are tight, butt is tucked under, don't hunch, pinch, rotate, and put your elbows in your back pocket. The next exercise in this series is an overhead reach with a lateral hip shift. This is a great exercise, great stretch for the muscles of the hip, also the muscles of the low spine, the lats, and the arms. What you're going to do is stand butt tucked under, abs tight, and you're going to sway your hips to one side and reach with that same side arm up over your head. Hold for a second. You feel a nice stretch along the side. Bring the arm down and take the other arm up and sway the hips to the other side. Reaching up over the head to feel a nice stretch. Make sure your abdominals are tight. There's not much arc in your low spine. Reach up and over. One more time. A side view of that would be abdominals tight, butt tucked under. Reach up and over, sway the hip to the side you're reaching. Now, if you have some type of shoulder impingement due to a rotator cuff problem, I suggest to not reach up at the side, but maybe reach forward and then tilt. Once again, forward and then shift. The last exercise in the series is what I call thread the needle. What you're going to do is place your hands on the table. You're going to hip hinge back so your back is flat. What you're going to do is you're going to reach through so you feel a nice stretch, and then turn and reach up, rotating the hips and rotating the upper body and the torso. Hold for 1 second, pinch your shoulder blade, reach back under, rotate back up. Look at it from this side, hands on the table. You sit back on the hips. You're going to reach under so you feel a nice stretch. You're going to rotate up, rotating the shoulders and rotating the hips, pinching the shoulder blade with the arm overhead here. Reach under, reach up. Upper body mobility. Reach under, reach up.